Tuesday, the 17th of December. Things did not go quite as planned. It was 41 degrees today, and my daughter needed the car to go back to work, but I kept my promise and started my tour of my town. I started down the main road, which is also the R62, a main road between Oudtshoorn and Ladysmith. The first noticeable thing is the old cemetery along the main road and slap bang in the center of town. Calitzdorp actually has three cemeteries: the old one along the main road, a new one just outside of town, and a small, very historic one which is now fenced off to prevent further vandalism of the old marble headstones. The town lays nestled and surrounded by mountains. The only road out of town which is fairly level is the one to Oudtshoorn. If you want to go anywhere else, like Groenfontein, Ladysmith or Van Wyksdorp, get ready to drive along some scenic, however sometimes treacherous, mountain passes. The town itself does not provide much. Two grocery stores, a butchery, two bottle stores, one clothing store, post office, a clinic, municipal building, a cafe, one service station, a few restaurants, of which only one or two are always open out of season, and only one bank which only opens half day 3 times per week. The town is, however, known for its wineries and apricot production, and it is these farming communities who are the backbone economically and otherwise of the community. I didn't have the time today to visit some of the wineries, but I'll do so later in the week. This old lady doesn't fare well in 41 degrees, and time was limited to us only having one vehicle. Something else the town is known for is its old sandstone church and a community of artists. And when the heat dies down a little, I will try and visit some of them for you. The positives are of the beauty of the surrounding nature, incredible architecture, and a diverse community is often overshadowed by the negatives. Like with so many small and bigger towns, basic services have declined. For example, businesses and banks which have closed down, doctors who only visit from other towns a few times per week, etc. There is no development taking place and no small or large industries close by. That, coupled with a severe drought which we have been experiencing over the last 3 years, had resulted in severe lack of jobs, which in turn resulted in a rise in poverty, and then obviously due to poverty a rise in crime. It is estimated that approximately 75% of the population in this town depend on government pensions and grants. Proof of this poverty is more noticeable in the township just outside of town, but I'll get to that. Like with many other towns and even cities in South Africa, the municipality and management thereof is not performing as we would have wanted them to. Although there were cases of misappropriation of funds, fraud, etc. a few years ago, and our municipality owed millions for water and power, they did somehow manage to wheel and deal themselves out of the worst of it. However, not much has improved. Pavements are still broken up and the town dirty on most given days. Today is actually a good day due to the heat. Everyone's hiding away, and the holidays during which they do tend to make a little more of an effort to clean up. The roads and streets are full of potholes, and where old water pipes are being replaced and roads dug up to do so, it's not being repaired or retarred, and many streets in the residential areas are now dirt roads. But like I said earlier, it is in the township that a lack of interest and poverty is really noticeable. I'm not afraid of going into the township during the day, as I'm fairly well known in the area. That is because I've lived here for 10 years, and as a dressmaker, seamstress, have made clothes, including wedding dresses, matric farewell dresses, or as you would know it, prom dresses, and repaired clothing, made curtains and bedding, and all kinds of things for the majority of the older inhabitants of the township. It is only the new additions and arrivals whom I do not know. In recent years, the government built new low-cost houses in the township. They did so in 2 phases of approximately 40 houses per phase. Although it is my belief that human beings should have proper and safe shelter, I feel that the powers responsible for these decisions should have paid more attention to infrastructure first, like water and electricity supply, and proper roads, etc. Because you see, like the rest of the country, we are subjected to load shedding, these so-called planned outages. But due to our own old and badly maintained services, we are also subjected to unplanned outages, poor water supply, and too little water to properly serve the community. One good thing I can mention about the township is the school. Although the buildings are old, it is very neat. They have good discipline, excellent teachers, and security. It really is a beacon of hope in a community where drug and alcohol use, crime and domestic violence is rampant. I'm going to leave the video here, as there is so much I still want to show you and tell you about. But towards the end of the week, when I have my car back, I will take a drive out to the wineries and speak to a couple of people about the various issues we have here. Perhaps take you to some of the art galleries and other beacons and places of interest in and around our town. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be back soon with the next one, whatever that may be about. Have a lovely day, and we'll speak again soon.